All right, hello and welcome back. We're gonna have a very magically inclined day today. I did grab a few extra puzzle points. I forgot I hadn't slept here yet, and you get, I think, 5 points for sleeping in Arana's piece for the first time. So yeah, we didn't do a crazy amount of training, but our magic is close to halfway, at least in terms of magic points. Stamina and health, similarly close to half. The rest of our stats are not bad by any means. But yes, we are going to, I think today, collect all but one of the remaining magical spells in this game. We're also going to see whether or not we can... Oh, you know what? I didn't show this either. So our Flame Dart got up to 29, which is decent. Not exceptionally powerful yet, but it's getting there. Zap, 18, nothing special. So yeah, we're going to try to train up our fetch a little bit. I don't know that we'll be able to actually catch this yet. It takes a reasonably high level. I think somewhere in like the 15 to 21 range. But we'll at least just go through. We'll use whatever mana points we have here. It costs 5 each. So yeah, we use whatever mana points we have here, just do a touch of our fetch training while we're in the area, and then move on to some other activities for the day. This time I'll actually read this. So yeah, this is the way that the magic user is supposed to collect this seed, is by using the fetch spell. You lose concentration and the spell fades. You will have to practice some more. So obviously this is a key point of this game. It's one of the parts that makes this series as good as it is. The emphasis it puts on both the kind of RPG elements of needing to train up your skills and ability, as well as the puzzle solving, and a fairly unique array of humor as well. That kind of permeates all of the games, despite the fact that each one is very unique in terms of its presentation, location, general feel. Which is another thing that I think makes the series so good, that each game is so unique in so many ways that it always stays fresh, but at the same time the overall formula stays the same, so you always feel like you're still playing the same game. Okay, so we are now out of magic points, or at least low enough that we don't have enough to cast fetch any longer. We're going to go into town and visit Zara. Yes, look around, get a feel for the town, carry on. Eyeball that watches us. Step forward. So you return to my shop, blah, blah, blah. All right, so let's see. We have fetch, we have flame, we want open. As you read the spell scroll, the spell is ingrained in your mind. And I think that was it, right? Vigor, power, healing, good. Okay, buy nothing. Let us depart. Maybe I could buy a power potion. I won't. We'll come to it later. How much mana do I have? Do I have a few? Just one, and open should only take, I think, 3? 2. All right. Let's see. Well, why don't we just do this? We're going to go off in this direction. And I think we want to go up. Oh, well, hang on. All right, I think this should be right. So, the road seems to wind forever up the mountain. It does. All right, let's walk up this path. Sign appears. It reads, Willkommen auf Zauberberg. Another sign appears. It reads, Trespassers will be towed. That doesn't quite seem like how Toad is normally supposed to be spelled in that context. Let's find out if that matters. Take a peek at the tower. Could it be a bottle of purple salad dressing? Looks a bit like a purple mannequin. Yeah, there's a number of different things that get kind of rotated through. You feel as though you have just scaled the Matterhorn in full armor. What a climb! You can see all of Spielberg Valley from here. After you finally catch your breath, you see that you have reached the rather eccentric-looking house that you saw from below. Definitely a missed opportunity to give a view over Spielberg Valley. There's an ugly gargoyle above the entrance. You don't have to call him ugly, that's just rude. Stand fast! He who would the wizard see first must answer questions 3. What is your name? I am Oz, the Great and Terrible, Inigo Montoya, sorry. Pudita, I don't even know that. Obviously a reference to something, but I don't know it. What is your quest? Want to be a hero, to be a wizard, rich and famous, holy grail, just happen to be in the neighborhood, thought I'd drop by. No. Want to be a hero. What is the mean airspeed of an unladen swallow? This, obviously, is a reference to Quest for the Holy Grail, Monty Python. So we should say African or European. I have no idea. Have to ask the boss sometime. Oh well, you win. The wizard will see you now. Go directly to the tower. Do not dally. Alright. So we'll come in. We can look around. The room is full of odds and ends and stuff. The wizard must be a real character. See this dragon head? It was a moderately large and fearful dragon at one time. It's a strange figure on the bookshelf. It looks like an overgrown rat wearing a wizard's hat. Your eyes are drawn to the portrait of the figure in... the eyes of the figure in the portrait. His intense stare is unnerving. This would not be someone to trifle with, for he looks subtle and quick to anger. The poor bedraggled peacock seems bedraggled, worn, and overused. Okay. And it's the famous Duncan Dragon. You haven't seen one of those in years. Yeah, so if we try to go down either of these hallways, the wizard will get mad and kick us out. So instead we will go straight up top. Magic-y. Come in and sit down, and we will have a reasonably long and goofy conversation with Erasmus. Fenris, our guest, has arrived. Cheese, please. Interesting spell. Since you are a practitioner of the magical arts, you might be interested in a little game I have. Do you know the open spell? I'm afraid we do not. Too bad. You can buy a learning scroll. Wait, no, we do, Zara. My bad. You can buy a learning scroll at Zara's shop. You really can't play the game without it. Oh, well. Let's chat with Erasmus. All right. I am a wizard of some renown. It'd be best to wait until Erasmus puts down his cup of tea before asking any questions. That seems reasonable. Fenris, what am I, some sort of object? Am I invisible or something that you talk about me behind my back in front of my face? Sheesh, no respect. It's hard to take anyone very seriously who wears such a ridiculous hat. Well said, Erasmus. Magic. If magic be the loot of life, play on. The quote was music, not magic, and it was food, not loot. How about magic makes the world go round? Money makes the world go round. Oh, very well then. To put it in my own words, magic is the essence and the soul of life, and the wizard is her poet. Actually, it was Merlin who said that first, but he used the term magician, not wizard. Fenris, there are times when you would look better as a newt. Why is that? Because newts can't talk. Neither can most rats. Do you know what's big, purple, and eats Ungefährlichstinge? Couldn't begin to tell you how to pronounce this. This is one of the random jokes that Erasmus will throw out. We will say no. Big, purple, Ungefährlichstinge eaters. Great joke, Erasmus. If we say yes, we know the answer to all of his jokes. He'll eventually kick us out. Large, purple, dinge eaters are way too common in the forest these days. All right. You can ask about Zara. Zara has a real flair for the theatric. Her entrance at the magic shop is a bit showy, but effective. It's a pity she has no sense of humor. Just because she doesn't laugh at your jokes doesn't mean that she lacks a sense of humor. Just means that she has good taste. Burn. All right. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is good at curses and shape-changing spells. She has a nasty temper and doesn't believe in safe hex, so it's best to stay on her good side. You have to watch her. She cheats at cards. So do you. She started it first. Besides, I wanted to get her a taste of her own medicine. Shame she still beats you. Curses. The curse Baba Yaga placed upon Baron von Spielberg was a fine example of creative cursing. Upon Baron von Spielberg, or just upon von Spielberg and all his clan, this the curse I now demand. What I will shall come full measure, so shall ye lose all that ye treasure. Of course, the problem is that for every curse there is an equal and opposite counter curse. Let's ask about counter curses. A counter curse is a cure for a curse. It usually works against the one who has cast the curse in the first place. The counter curse for the curse of the Baron goes: come a hero from the east, free the man from in the beast, bring the child from out the band, drive the curser from the land. So, to break the curse, a hero must get rid of Baba Yaga in addition to all of the other things. It does not reflect well on Baba Yaga. Nothing reflects well upon that ogress. She has a face that would break anything but a magic mirror. Magic mirror? Tell me more. There are many types of magic mirrors. One of the more common types is the one that has a strange face popping up every so often. Reminds me of the one in the master bedroom. That's not magical. No, but it does have a strange face peering from whenever you are in the room. At any rate, I used to have a nice magic mirror I misplaced around here somewhere. It could be used to reflect a spell back upon the caster. So if you happen upon a small golden magic mirror with a dragon handle on it, you'll know it's mine. How very specific of a description. It was the flagon with the dragon. The mirror had a leer. Oh, that's right. Well, if you find a magic mirror with a face on it, you'll know it reflects spells. Alright, so we asked about all those. How about Arana? Never met her. I only built this vacation home here a century ago. Arana has a nice little magic meadow in her name northwest of here. Pretty respectable spellcaster, I imagine. The protection spell she cast over the town is fairly good, but I believe she missed a few places. Oh, you're just jealous because the only thing anyone named after you was a soft drink. I rather thought that Erasmus Razzle Dazzle root beer was a wonderful name for a product. It's a shame the company went broke afterwards. You can ask about the protection spell. Arana's spell prevents the use of excessive violence or hostile magic within Spielberg's walls, with the exception of a couple of places. Looks to me as if she missed the back part of the alley, and the spell only applies to areas in town above the ground. Pretty shoddy, if you ask me. Nobody asked you. Alright, and finally, spellcasters in general. This turns into a bit of a mind twist. Basically, anyone who uses magic is a magic user. Anyone who casts spells is a spellcaster. However, to be a wizard, you need to have undergone initiation into the Wizards Institute of Technology in the land of Shapir. At least our second reference to Shapir. Magicians and sorcerers are wizards who specialize. I myself strive to master all aspects of magic, unlike those narrow-minded specialists. You wouldn't want to lose your amateur standing after all. I prefer to think of myself as a dilettante. Don't even know if that's how you pronounce that. I don't speak French. Does that mean that you tease pickles? Weird. Initiation. You need to complete your quest here before you can become initiated as a wizard. Alright? And spells. It's important for a magic user to know as many spells as possible. You never know just what might come in handy. Alright, that's magic. Maybe ask about the brigands quickly. They are supposed to have a warlock working with them. From what I've seen, he's more a nincompoop than a necromancer. Nincompoop. He laughs too much when he casts his spells. That's because his jokes are funnier than yours. Warlock. The only thing I've seen the brigand warlock cast is sneezing powder. And necromancer. Isn't that the vampire who fell in love with throats? No, that's a necromancer. A necromancer is a magic user who has a rather unsavory relationship with corpses. Does that mean a necromancer has ghoul friends? Terrible pun work. It means a necromancer is someone who deals with the undead. Canasta with cadavers, and spades with shades, huh? And we can ask about Mage's Maze, which is a game he mentioned earlier. Just a little something to challenge the mind and magic with that I like to play every now and then. Fenris isn't much of a challenge anymore. That's because I always win. I still think you're cheating somehow. Anyway, the game involves casting 4 spells: Flame Dart, Open, Fetch, and Trigger. And to make it worth your while, if you beat me, I'll teach you a new spell called Dazzle. That's the one that we won't get today. We will come back and play him later. Open, spell lets you open things with a mere gesture. If you're really good at it, you can open locks, useful when you lose your keys. Your keys are in the study under the skull. Why would they be there? They're skeleton keys, aren't they? Fetch. Fetch is a useful spell for catching and retrieving small objects. Good for putting things in their place, like uppity familiars. I'll put you in your place, but I'm above such thing. Besides, my place is above your reach. And then Trigger. Trigger is used to set off an existing spell. If a chest has a magical trap on it, you can set the trap off by casting a trigger spell. Just make sure you're out of range of the trap. I can set up other spells and let someone else trigger them. I fixed Henry the Hermit's cave for him, so he can do a lot of magic with only one spell. And we'll ask about the Hermit, who we will go visit once we are done with Erasmus. Henry is a hermit who lives by the Flying Falls to the south. Great sense of humor. That means he actually laughs at Erasmus's jokes. I think he borrowed something the last time I saw him, but I can't remember exactly what it was. Oh well, Henry is a great one to talk to. But he hardly ever happens to have much to say. Seems to be a reference to something. Trap. Magical traps are a good way to keep thieves out of your chests and other places. Put a fire trap on a chest, and when someone goes to open it, he goes up in smoke. Just so long as you don't forget about it and try to open the chest yourself. I only got a little singed the last time. Alright, then Dazzle, and that should be the end of it. Now, that's a spell with Charm. Its true name is Erasmus's Razzle Dazzle, by the way. You can cast the spell, and anyone looking directly at it, coruscating light, is blinded for a while and can't do anything. Okay. Oops, I missed the setup to this joke, but we'll just say no. Actually, depends on how fast you carry it. Oh well. Alright, we can leave now. We don't need to hear any more of his jokes. Not in my house, you don't. When you try to leave, he magics you out of there. See how much stamina it costs us to walk up the hill. Good amount, almost 20 points. Alright. So let's go back on our walk. Up here, we should have enough mana points now that if we reread what was written here, if thy will is magic, so shall I share. Open the stone and claim what is there. So yes, we cast open. And acquire. Scroll vanishes even as you read the magical runes upon it. You now have the knowledge to cast a calm spell. Very nice. Normally I would, I think, wait a little bit to do this next step, but like I said, I want to just collect all of the spells in this video. We can fight this goblin quickly. Right? Do we have enough magic to cast Zap? No. I think we should only have 1 mana point right now, so. Alright. You know, I never looked how much skill we developed in Fetch. I should take a look. 6 silver coins. Let's sleep for 60 minutes. Actually, can we sleep any longer? No. Alright, what time of day is it? Mid-morning still, and how did Fetch go? 17. Alright, so reasonably close to our goal. I think if we step over, we should get to the... Yeah, sure, why not? A little more zap work. Actually, you know what? No, I don't want to use any of the magic. I want to save it for later, so we can keep working on Fetch. 3 coins. Sleep a little bit more. Cool. Alright. Just going to stroll right in and out of the Goblin Training Ground. And I think right here. Good. Alright, so yes, we have some meeps here. Click the mouth icon on them. You hear squeaky muttering from beneath the ground. It seems the Meeps are having quite a discussion about you. Hiya, pleased to meet ya. I'm going to skip most of the conversation here and just ask about magic. I found a scroll lying around in the woods one day. You want it? It's yours. I do want it. Pick this up. You pick up the spell scroll. As the magic runes fade, you find you now know how to cast the Detect Magic spell. Very nice. And what does that cost us? 2 magic points. Perfect. All right. Goodbye, little Meep friend. We will chat with you again sometime in the future. All right. So let's head back over this way. I think I have to go down 1 in order to get over. I don't want to go see the White Stag or the Dryad right now. Don't want to go up there. Where I want to go, no, we're not going to. Well, all right, I'll give it a shot. So yeah, the brigands are very difficult to fight because they hide exceptionally well behind their shields. You have to work quite a bit in order to get openings in their defenses. Once you get them hit, you can often get a good string of blows together. Okay, pretty much, I would say the best way to get them open is to dodge an attack and then kind of cut in behind it. Oh wow, I didn't realize how low my stamina got there. Whoops, 15 silver coins. They do tend to pay out better than the goblins, though. But, all right, let's head over here. The roar of the waterfall fills your ears, and the cold spray dampens your face as you approach. So what we're going to do is we're going to cast Detect Magic, which shows us that there is actually a set of or a ladder here. We're going to knock on this door. You knock 3 times. A voice just inside. Just a minute, just a minute. Please move away from the door. So yeah, you have to very carefully click to not be in front of the door and to not accidentally step off. Oh, hello. Go on in. This is Henry the Hermit. Hello, how are you? Have we met before? No, we have not. I'm not going to do the lack of H's. I'm Henry the Hermit. That's me. Me father was a hermit. Me mother was a hermit. And so I's come by me job rightly. Don't have too many visitors. Hermits don't, you know, part of the job description. I likes to see a new face, though. Good to hear another's speaking besides meself. So's what can I do for you? Well, let's chat. Actually, you know what? Why don't we sit on this seat? Get comfortable. All right, yeah, so we'll chat. Name, I'm Henry. Henry the Eighth I is. My father was an Henry, and his 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 father was an Henry, and every one of them was a hermit. Hermit is one who what lives alone, far away from them what talks too much or asks too many questions. Hermits are shy, quiet types, what don't say much. Henry does not fill that description. My brother Ari hardly says a word in a year. My sister Hortensia isn't spoken since we were 6. I never talks at all. Yes, we hermits knows how to keep a mouth shut. Cave. Well, it's dark and damp and the water roars, so's there's not a moment's quiet. The ceiling drips and the walls are slimy and it's always cold. Sounds nice. But oh well, says I, 'tis home. Family. Family lives pretty far apart from each other. We're all hermits, you know? Cool. The falls. This here's what called the Flying Falls. That will come up later. I've done some flying falls around here myself. That porch gets slippery sometimes. The ladder. I knows some magic. Erasmus the wizard taught me some spells. He's what put the spell on me ladder so's the brigands don't get up. Them what climbs the rocks gets a door opening in their nose. Erasmus, he's my friend, he and Fenris. Powerful wizard he is. I hear his house is something to see up north. I don't make it out much, and he's pretty busy, so's I don't see him too often. But when we do get together, you can be sure we'll have fun. He loves to play games, he do. Fenris says Erasmus is familiar, or is it the other way around? Games. Erasmus's favorite game is the Mage's Maze. Have to be a magic user to play it, though. Erasmus is awfully good at it. All right, spells. The spells, what I knows, is pretty simple, maybe, but I like 'em. I can make me ladder show up and me door close and even get rid o' pests using the trigger spell, you see? Trigger, huh? It's the spell what sets off other spells. Like when you wants to see the ladder, you cast a trigger and there you have it, large as life. Of course, you got to have a spell on the invisible ladder to make it visible first, but it has its uses. I think I have a scroll with a spell if you be knowing some magic, that is. I do, and I want that scroll. If you be willing to learn the spell, I'll be pleased to share it to you. It's just getting molding in me hiding place. Do you want it? Yes. Let's see, how does Erasmus do it? Oh yes, he summons it with a trigger. Here goes. There. You as it. Spell vanishes even as you read the magic. The scroll vanishes even as you read the magical runes upon it. You now have the knowledge to cast a trigger spell. Cool. Anything else that we want to talk about? I guess the brigands. Nasty sorts they is. I sees them sneaking around the woods all the time. Other than the warlock, I has nothing to do with them. Warlock. He's not so bad. Got a good sense of humor he has. I get the giggles just to think of him. Hee 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 hee. He comes by at times to chat, borrowed the mirror, what I borrowed from Erasmus he did. Mirror, eh? A magic mirror of reflection it was. Ah, yes, Erasmus was mentioning that. If you use it when a nasty spell was cast at you, it was what? Sent it back at the other what cast it. Do unto others, I says. Alright. That's enough. Well, let's say our farewells. Okay, we'll get up first, and then we will leave. If you ever be needing a place to stay the night and you're in the area, I could be willing to put you up for the night, for some rations and a couple of games of cribbage. Sounds nice. All right, let's climb down the ladder. Okay, I think what we will do is we will head back to the spore-spitting plant. We will not talk to that gentleman right now, although we will be doing so later. Center stops raking as you approach. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see how we do. So we'll cast Fetch. All right, number 2. Maybe, no. I think somewhere around like 21 to 24 skill is when this should work. And that pretty much means we got it. Woohoo! You place the seed into your pack. Wonderful. And then they get all sad. But the next time we come on the screen, they have it again. So they're not sad for too long. Okay. All right. Here's what I think we will do. What time of day is it? Mid-afternoon. Okay. Did I sleep at all? No. Because there's a bad guy. Who is it? What is it? Goblin. Cool. All right. Let's do a little zap training, I guess. Why not? Yeah. The one very annoying thing about Zap is it only works for one attack, so you have to keep going back and forth. But we'll live. Sunset approaches. Alright, what I'm going to try and do is scrounge up one more fight, and then we will end both the day and the video. Goblin, sure. This, by the way, is our Erasmus Razzle Dazzle spot. Once we learn it, that's how we use it. Alright. Very nice. Alright, so that is all of the spells other than Erasmus Razzle Dazzle. And we'll take a look at our character sheet quickly. Very nice. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll sleep for tonight here. And when we return, we will bring the seed there to the Dryad and see what she has to tell us about some of the evils in the valley. But till then, see ya!